F2 Fan 5000 here today, here to talk about Alpine dropping Jack Doohan. Now, I don't want to say too many words. Maybe you can tell from how I talk I'm Australian. Maybe that's affecting my judgment, getting a bit emotional. Actually, I really like Jack because he's an Australian driver who's a real underdog. Obviously, I was hoping he'd get more time, but sometimes less words but well chosen words are better. So, just remember one thing. Esteban Ocon, who's a very good driver, looked very slow in that Alpine the last few races he did. After Brazil, he was absolutely gone. He was lost. He was very slow. And it doesn't make sense, does it? And it doesn't add up. But the team weren't happy with him. They wanted to get rid of him. So I have a feeling that we'll never know why. And I can't always be 100% sure when I look at these races. Are we seeing the true potential? But the other thing I also want to say is, okay, and this is set to Alpine, and we know about Flavio Briatore, Franco Colapinto. We know what's happened. The only thing I want to say is that, okay, you've set the parameters, right? I'm talking about karma. What goes around comes around. But you set the parameters, right? You're saying it's okay to treat people like that. It's okay to use the media to put undue pressure on a young driver that's starting his first season in Formula One, his dream come true. It's okay to use the media to put all that pressure to bear until he cracks. And we saw him crack in Miami. I think Jack's way of trying to handle the whole situation with Colapinto is just, like be calm and pretend it's not happening until we see on the track over the radio he starts to crack. I I don't think that's a nice way to treat somebody to and to try and use media and speculation to put all that pressure on someone and crush them. But okay, you saying that's okay. That's your parameters. That's how you think it's reasonable to treat Jack Doohan. Okay. But who knows what happens in the future? I don't want to speculate. Maybe Colapinto is very fast. But I've also seen a lot of scrutiny of Jack online, especially motorsport. Okay, well these are just F1 news publications, people giving their opinion. But every time Jack had a moment, again, you've set the parameters. Jack Doohan, scrutiny, pressure. So if they're the parameters that you're happy to treat someone with, then down the line somewhere, maybe someone's going to treat you with those parameters as well. But it's pointless being angry and wishing harm on someone else just because of these things, But you know what I'm trying to say, right? This is how you treat people. Other people are going to think, well, I can treat you like that too, you know. But Oliver Oakes, I think that speaks a lot. He's already resigned as Alpine team principal just before this decision. I'm not surprised in a way, because I think for Oliver Oakes, he has his own junior formula empire in high tech. Why give that up to be a yes man for Flavio Briatore? Or it doesn't matter who it is, it doesn't have to be Briatore. It's just, you have your own thing. You couldn't get your own F1 team, but you still have high tech. You can still go back to F2. You can still put the drivers who you want in the F2 car, in the F3 car, and all over the place. GB3, GB4, British F4, Middle East Racing, all those series that High Tech compete in. You're the boss there. You say whatever you say is gospel. If you're Oliver Oakes, why are you going to stay at Alpine and go yes, 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 okay, I'll do what you tell me. Okay, yes, Flavio, I whatever you say. And another few words on Oliver Oakes. Don't forget, this is the guy at the end of 2022 when Yuri Vip's career was going down in flames, hit the wall in Baku, said an inappropriate word in a live streaming event. Everyone was calling for his blood. Everyone. But Oliver Oakes said, no, he's going to finish the season. And High Tech in Formula 2 is one of the few teams that have not made mid-season changes. In fact, I've heard great things about High Tech. For example, Polish driver Timothy Kuharczyk didn't have enough funding to finish his 2024 GB3 campaign, but he praised Oliver Oakes, saying, he's great, he let me finish the season. I think that speaks volumes of Oakes and him resigning at this time. To me, Oakes making this decision, to me, speaks about Jack Doohan as well, positively. And I also have to feel bad for Paul Aron. To me, he's a driver that's really impressed last year, at least in terms of his one-lap pace. The first half of the year, he was very consistent. I think he cracked under the pressure of unexpectedly being in a title fight. But he's very fast, and I can't imagine, obviously he's going to be on the outer now with the Alpine, because he was there because of Oliver Oakes, and now Oliver Oakes has left the team. And but Alpine, I think, are just the way they the way they handle everything. I think it's the lack of courage to just front up to the media and go, yes, this is what's happening. Doohan will be in the car for 6 races, then he'll be replaced by Franco. This is what's happening. We're going to do this. No, they're dancing around it and trying to pretend, oh, we're evaluating Jack, blah, blah. No, the decision was already made pre-season. That's the thing, if you entering Formula One in that high pressure environment, I don't think it's conducive to bringing out the best in a young driver.